Picture this, a 1992 Jaguar supercar screaming past a brand new Tesla, leaving it in the dust at 217 miles an hour. Yeah, you heard me right, some old school Jags are still outrunning today's tech-heavy rides. Stick with me, because I am about to take you on a wild ride through 10 legendary Jaguars that still make modern cars look like they are restuck in first gear. And trust me, there's S1 beast at the end of this list that'll blow your mind, nobody sees it coming. Welcome to Gearhead's Garage, where we live for the smell of burnt rubber and the roar of engines that tell stories. I'm just a guy who's spent too many nights under the hood, chasing the soul of cars that make your heart race. Today, we're diving into Jaguar's finest machines that didn't just break records but rewrote what performance means. These aren't just cars, they're time machines, blending elegance with raw, untamed power. Let's hit the road. First up, the 1961 E-Type. Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car ever made. And who am I to argue with the guy who built Maranello's finest? This thing's got curves that could make a sculptor weep. Long hood, sleek lines, and a stance that says, "Catch me if you can." Powered by a 3.8-liter inline-six, pumping out 265 horsepower. It hit 150 miles an hour, when most cars were lucky to break 100. Compare that to a 2025 Toyota Camry, which struggles to match that speed with all its hybrid tech. The E-Type's monocoque chassis and disc brakes were race-bred, straight from Jaguar's layman's wins. It's not just a car, it's a middle finger to anyone who thinks beauty can't be fast. Fun fact, Frank Sinatra saw one at a show and said, "I want that car, and I want it now." That's the kind of pull this Jag had. Next, let's talk about the 1951 C. This was in just a road car. It was a layman's champion that could still smoke half the sports cars on the road today. With a 3.4-liter inline-six pushing 205 horses. It was the first to bring disc brakes to racing, changing the game forever. Picture this, Sterling Moss piloting one to victory at Reims in '52, weaving through corners like a cat chasing a laser. Compare it to a modern Mazda MX-5. Sure, the Mazda's nimble, but the C-Type's raw edge and that glorious exhaust note make it feel like you're redriving a fighter jet. Only 53 were built, so if you spot one, you're basically seeing a unicorn. Now, let's shift gears to the 1955 D-Type. This thing won Le Mans 3 times, 55, 56, 57, and it's got a look that screams speed, with that iconic fin slicing through the air. Its 3.4-liter XK6 engine churned out 250 horsepower, and it could hit 170 miles an hour on the Mulsanne Straight. Today's Porsche 718 Cayman, respectable at 155 miles an hour, but the D-Type's aerodynamic genius, designed by Malcolm Sayer, still feels like it's from the future. Some leftover chassis became the XKSS, a road-legal version so rare, it's worth millions. Steve McQueen owned one. Enough said. Fast forward to 1975, the XJS. This Grand Tourer got flack for not being an E-Type. But hear me out, its 5.3-liter V12 delivered 285 horsepower, and it could cruise at 150 miles an hour while you sipped tea in leather-lined luxury. Compare that to a 2025 BMW 8 Series, which needs all its tech wizardry to keep up. The XJS was a vibe part Bond car, part highway king. It ran for 2 decades, evolving into the XJS, and by '88, the XJRs had extra spice, making it a cult classic for those who know. Let's get to the 1991 XJR-15. This is the dark horse of Jaguar's lineup, a Le Mans racer turned street-legal monster. With a 6.0-liter V12 kicking out 450 horsepower, it weighed just 2,300 pounds thanks to a carbon fiber chassis. 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, top speed kissing 200 miles an hour. Compare that to a 2025 Audi R8. Sure, the Audi's got more tech, but the XJR-15's raw, analog fury feels like driving a lightning bolt. Only 53 were made, and most folks don't even know it exists. That's what makes it so damn cool. Then there's the 1992 XJ220, the car that started this whole rant. It was supposed to have a V12 and all-wheel drive, but Jaguar swapped in a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, making 542 horsepower. People whined about the downgrade, but this thing hit 217 miles an hour, the fastest production car in the world until the McLaren F1 stole its crown. Its drag coefficient of 0.36 is still sleeker than most modern supercars. Take a 2025 Corvette Z06 badass, sure, but the XJ220's sci-fi looks and race-bred DNA make it untouchable. It was built by dreamers at Jaguarsport, a skunkworks project that screamed ambition. The 1996 XK8 brought Jaguar back to its roots after the XJS's long run. Its 4.0-liter V8 churned out 290 horses, but the supercharged XKR version bumped that to 370. By 2006, the second-gen XKR was pushing 420 horsepower, hitting 60 in 4.9 seconds. Compare that to a 2025 Mustang GT, similar power. But the Jag S aluminum chassis and Ian Callum S gorgeous design make it feel like a Savile Row suit with a rocket strapped to it. This was Jaguar saying, "We're still the kings of cool." Now, the 2013 F-Type, this is the E-Type's spiritual successor, and it's got the growl to prove it. The EF-Type R's 5.0-liter supercharged V8 pumps out 575 horsepower, hitting 60 in 3.5 seconds and topping out at 200 miles an hour. Stack it against a 2025 Porsche 911 Turbo, it's a close fight. But the Jag's exhaust note is pure heavy metal, and its curves are sexier than anything Stuttgart's pumping out. The Project 7 variant, with its D-Type inspired design, is a love letter to Jaguar's racing past. The 2017 XESV Project 8 is where Jaguar went full lunatic. A 5.0-liter supercharged V8 with 592 horsepower, carbon fiber bodywork, and a track-tuned chassis that dropped jaws at nerve. It hits 60 in 3.3 seconds and tops out at 200 miles an hour. Compare that to a 2025 BMW M3 S clinical, precise, but lacking the Jag's wild soul. Only 300 were made, and it's the kind of car that makes you question why you'd ever need anything else. Last but not least, the sleeper of the bunch. The 1959 Mark II. This saloon was the choice of bank robbers and cops alike. With a 3.8-liter inline-six, pushing 220 horsepower, it hit 125 miles an hour and danced through corners like a sports car. Compare that to a 2025 Honda Accordness, but it's got no soul. The Mark II's wood and leather interior and Kaddish charm made it the ultimate getaway car. Inspector Morse drove one, and if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. So, what's the big takeaway? These Jaguars aren't just cars, they're proof that passion, style, and a touch of madness can outlast any spec sheet. They're from an era when engineers took risks, when cars had stories etched into every curve. Today's machines might have more tech, but do they make your pulse race like an E-Type at full throttle? That's the question I'm leaving you with. If you've got a favorite Jag, or a story about one, drop it in the comments. I read every one. Hit that subscribe button if you're as car crazy as I am, and let's keep the rubber burning. Until next time, keep chasing that horizon.